Okay, here's my equation in number one. I'm going to follow 5 steps to solve this equation. The E on every reminds me to eliminate the parentheses if I see them. I'm looking at equation one. I see no parentheses, and so I know that I do not need to use the distributive property to eliminate those parentheses because I have no parentheses. Step two, the C on cowboy reminds me to combine like terms. So I'm going to look left first. Here on the left side of the equal sign, I have negative x plus 2 plus 4x. Are any of those terms like terms? I should say yes, right? Because negative x and positive 4x are like terms. So I'm going to put them in the same shape to show that they're alike. They have same variable x, same exponent 1. And so I can add them together. I can combine their coefficients. So what's negative x plus 4x? That would be 3x, right? 3x. I still have a plus 2 on the left side, so I'm going to bring it down. I bring my equal sign down as well. After I look left, then I look right. On the right side of the equal sign, I have negative 3x and plus 8. Are those like terms? Can those be combined? No, they can't. So I'm just going to bring those terms down. Negative 3x plus 8. Okay, so I could not do step one because I had no parentheses. I did step two. I combined like terms. Now I'm on to step three. The G on gets reminds me to get the variable on one side of the equal sign. So as you can see, I have an X on the left side and an X on the right side. So I need to pick a side and get the variable over there. Now, if I move this 3x over to the right side, I would have to subtract 3x and I would have negative 3x minus 3x, which would give me negative 6x, which is correct. It's just a negative x term. And if I can avoid dealing with negatives, I would like to do that. And so instead of moving this 3x over here, let's move the negative 3x to the left side, because moving negative 3x to the left side, I would need to add 3x, of course, to both sides. So again, notice how I'm stacking my x terms and I'm adding not 3, but 3x, so that negative 3x plus 3x will cancel, right? That will be 0. So on the left side of the equal sign, I have 3x plus 3x, that's 6x. I bring the plus 2 down. I bring my equal sign straight down. And on the right side, I'm left with just 8. Okay, so I have variable on the left side now. I want this number, this plus 2, I need to move this term to the right side. And so to do that, I need to undo addition by subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So these 2's will cancel. 2 minus 2 is 0. So I'm left with just 6x on the left side, and 8 minus 2 is 6 on the right side. So I have variable x on the left, numbers on the right side. Fifth and final step, the S on sometimes reminds me to solve. I need to solve for x. Of course, 6x means 6 times x. So to undo multiplication, I divide by that coefficient, or that number 6. I divide the left side and the right side by 6, and I get those 6's simplified to 1. And so I have 1 times x, which is x, and x equals 6 divided by 6, which is 1. Circle final answer. I could always check my answer by plugging a 1 in for everywhere I see an x, and the left side should equal the right side. Number 2, here's my equation. First question I ask myself is, do I see parentheses? You should say no, right? There are no parentheses, and so I do not need to use the distributive property to eliminate them. Step 2, combine like terms. I look left. Are those terms like? No, they are not, right? That has an x in it. That's a constant, so those are not like terms. Then after I look left, then I look right. Are any of these like terms? You should say yes, right? This 2x and this 2x are like terms. They have same variable x, same exponent 1. And so everything here on the left side, I'm going to bring straight down because there were no like terms over there. So I have negative 2x plus 17. I'm just bringing that straight down. I bring the equal sign down as well. When I combine 2x and 2x, I get 4x, and I bring down that plus 5 as well. Okay, so step 1 I could not do because I had no parentheses. Step 2 I combined my like terms. Step 3, get the variable on one side. If I were to move this 4x to the left side, I would end up subtracting 4x from both sides, and so my x term will be negative 6x, which is correct, but again, I want to avoid negatives if I can. And so instead of moving the 4x to the left side, let's move the negative 2x to the right side, because in this case, I would need to add 2x to both sides. I would add 2x to both sides so that negative 2x plus 2x will cancel. That will be 0. And I will only be left with 17 on the left side, so I'll bring it straight down. On the right side, I have 4x plus 2x, which is 6x. I bring the plus 5 down as well. Okay, so now my variable is on one side. It's on the right side, as you can see. And so now I need this number, this plus 5, I need that to the other side because my variable should be on one side and my number should be on the other. So I undo addition by subtraction. So I subtract 5 from both sides. These 5's cancel. 5 minus 5 is 0, so those are gone. 17 minus 5 is 12. Equal sign comes straight down. The 6x comes straight down. Fifth and final step, since I have my variable on the right side and my numbers on the other, now I need to divide both sides by this coefficient of x, which would be 6. So divide both sides by 6. Those 6 is simplified to 1, or 1 times x is simply x, and 12 divided by 6 is 2. So x is equal to 2. Last one here, number 3. Step 1, do I see parentheses? No. Step 2, combine like terms. I look left. Not like terms. I look right. Not like terms. Step 3, get the variable on one side. So how about I move the negative 19x? Let's move that to the right side. So what's the opposite of negative 19x? That would be positive 19x, right? So I need to add 19x to both sides. Draw the equal sign across the problem. Negative 19x plus 19x, that cancels. And what are you left with here? What's this term? If you said 34, you're wrong. It is negative 34, right? I must take that sign in front of the term. I must take that with the term. So this is negative 34. I bring that number straight down. Equal sign comes straight down. Let me bring 56 down as well. Okay, here I have negative x plus 19x. Now remember, in front of the x is an invisible 1. So it's like negative 1 plus 19. And so I should say this is 18x, right? Different sign, subtract, keep the big guy. So if my x is on the right side, I need my numbers on the other side. So this number right here that's currently on the same side as x, I need to move that term to the left side. So should I add 56? Does 56 plus 56 equal 0? No, it doesn't. I need to subtract 56, of course, from both sides so that these 56's will cancel. 56 minus 56 is 0. So on the left side, I'm left with negative 34 minus 56, which is negative 90, right? Same signs add, keep the sign. So negative 90 on the left, equal sign comes straight down. On the right side, I have 18x. So I have variable x on the right side, numbers on the other. Fifth and final step is to solve for x. So what's the coefficient of x? What number is in front of x? 18, right? So I undo the multiplication by division. I divide both sides by 18 so that these 18 simplify to 1, and 1 times x is simply x. X is equal to negative 90 divided by 15. I know my answer will be negative because I'm dividing numbers with different signs, and different signs negative. 90 divided by 18 will be 5, right? Because 5 times 18 is 90. So x is equal to negative 5. Circle final answer.